showtime.
Fire and water, earth and the sky. Mystery surround us, legends never die. We're here for the moment, lost in time. I can hear them call, they're locked within the crystal ball.
Hello everybody, the Deer Marked 100 is back once again for another episode of Pokemon Shining Pearl. Last time, we explored a route that was not accessible to us throughout the main game, but now we did, and we talked more about the Pokemon Shaman. We were also going to make some preparations for wonderful what is to come, as we change our appearance a little bit. This time, we're going to be doing just that. But before we do that, we're back in Solaceon Town because we now have access into a Pokemon that can be found in the Grand Underground known as Ditto. Ditto is, of course, a Pokemon that can breed with pretty much any Pokemon its heart desires. Or I guess in this case, cell desires? I don't know. If you remember, from a special event and of what happened earlier this year from when you had a certain egg at your disposal, you would have been given a Manaphy. This is going to be the lone time, well, more specifically, the post-game, after you get the National Dex and you have a Manaphy and a Ditto, you want to come here and you want to breed it. This will be the only time where you will be given the legendary Pokemon Fion. Fion is a pure water type Pokemon with any across the board, and, well, it's held back by a lot of things. Well, okay, I'll give it the time to shine that it really needs. Hydration is, of course, the ability that's going to be what's going to be going for. This will heal its status problems while it's in a rain, and if I remember correctly, it can learn rain dance naturally. So there is a lot of things that I could say about this, but I'm going to break it down to you because it's basically a weaker Manaphy. It does not know Tail Glow in any way. But you want to know what makes it worse? No matter what you do, whether it's for like the time of day, do an evolution stone, happiness, or whatever, Fiona will never evolve into Manaphy. This is the lone baby Pokemon that can never evolve into its adult form, and I don't know why. I'm not quite sure if it's because of what it's based off of. If it does, then I guess that would make some sense, but seriously, I don't know why it's like this, but Fiona is probably one of, if not the hardest of Pokemon you can get legitimately without in any ways of hacking throughout the entirety of the game. You could technically cheat the clock to potentially try to get this event again, but I'm doing this legitimately and I really don't want to get penalized or do something illegal by cheating the clock. I'm not sure if that's really the case for some ways, but I'd rather not take that risk. So, Fiona's right there, and if you have a Manaphy and you want to have a Fiona, then I guess that you can have something that's cute. I don't know, you're better off with something else at this point. Okay, I said a mouthful, but now we have our next objective. I said from before that we are going to be going to a location that is now accessible to us. Actually, hold on a moment. I want to double check something because how am I on balls? Well, I'm only going to be using one quick ball as it is, but well, okay. The place that we now journey to is going to be a location that's close by to Acadie Lakefront. Or Ballard Lakefront, excuse me. And it's just due south at 214. This is when things are going to get convoluted, and I actually want to make a correction on something. There is one last location where we're going to need a certain HM. This way is the spring path. I'd like to show this on the map real quick. This is a location that was never shown throughout the main game. Since we're now in the post game, and we got the National Dex, this place is now open to us. If we go this way, we're now at the location known as the Send-Off Spring. There are no new Pokemon that we can find, but this is when things are gonna get a little bit, well, haunting, even. If there is new Pokemon, there's probably something I might have accidentally overlooked, but I'll talk about that later on if I happen to be wrong about something. Go into this cave. We are now at a location known as Turnback Cave. Come on, where is it? Here we go. We now have access to this location. Now has been cleared up. So before we go any further, most of my team has done some major leveling up from underground. We're now in the low 70s into the, well, excuse me, high 70s to low 80s. Cloudy and Illuminate are the only Pokemon that did not get any training in because I want to have my team catch up with the rest. None of them have been learning any new moves or anything that's changed on the matter, but Rainbow, I think it's about time that we give you an item that's going to be well worth it. Which one am I talking about? Well, I kind of thought about this a little bit. You've been a really good defensive wall. Those steel type moves have been doing you good, but I think it's about time we give you a bit of an upgrade. I am going to be giving you the Odd and Sense. This will boost your psychic type move very nicely. So, we have something that's kind of cryptic that's right here in front of us. Actually, I want to switch it up just a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Pass 3 pillars to the sleeping before 30 is surpassed. So, our ultimate objective is to pass 3 specific pillars that has been told to us on that painting. Or I guess in that scripture right there. So, it is completely random. However, I will say this. The more pillars that you pass, the sooner you find the pillars, the greater something will come to you. Here's our first pillar. This is our first pillar, but it took us 2 tries to find this room. As I said, it's all random, so you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting the right room. This is our second pillar, and it took us 4 tries to find it. Oh, wow. Do not get discouraged. This is when things are going to get a little bit challenging. And if you're not patient, you're going to hate this room. Because we will be succumbed to the darkness. And it will drive us into madness. And it actually... Okay. While I'm going through this, I have a story behind all this. I remember going through this whole puzzle. And it took me, like... Okay, I should probably point this out. If you go back to the room that you just went through, it'll take you right back to the beginning. And I think this resets it. I think. We'll find out in a little bit. So, on to my little story. I remember doing this. And it took me over an hour to get through this. And no matter how many rooms I try to go through, the first pillar that came to me was through the 15th room. And yes, this does reset. You could tell that I was very frustrated here to get through this. And I wish that this wouldn't have happened. Okay. We're on the third pillar. And unfortunately, I might have got... Yes, I got this one wrong. And... Never mind! So... We have an enemy that's right before us. Before you do anything else, as always, I highly recommend that you save. Alright. So now that we finally saved and everything's prepared, when you're ready, approach the monster. And let's see what you say real quick. This is that where life sparkles, that where life has faded. A place where two worlds overlap. Eons ago, when the original one had created the universe, a shadow has formed from the darkness that are from the very creation that the original one had created. A fearsome battle had taken place. The original one, furious enough with this creature, managing to banish it into the world of distortion, where time, space, and life have no meaning. It is said that it has been doomed to guard the very world of the distortion world. And those that dare come across this monster will be feeling the wrath of a god of pure darkness! Or I guess in this case, ghost, but don't matter. The legend exaggerates. Giratina! It definitely lives up to that reputation. When you encounter it, level 70, Ghost Dragon type, pressure for the ability, Pain Split, Aura Sphere, Dragon Claw, and how could we possibly forget its signature move, Shadow Force, a physically offensive Ghost type move that can bypass Detect, it can bypass Protect, and yeah, you think you might be seeing where this is going here. The form you are seeing in Giratina is what is known as its altered form. This is what is on the more defensive side. There is a time later on when we will be seeing its original form, but unfortunately the Grisius Orb is not accessible, at least for now. Giratina has some of the highest base HP that you will see in any dragon and ghost type. With base 150 of HP, and base 120 for defense and special defense, and 100 in attack and special attack, and 90 in speed. This is the true definition of a great double wall and can tank practically anything. That being said, however, this is when things are gonna get a little convoluted. It may be at level 70 and has access to a lot of good moves, but the moveset that it has naturally, they're similar to that of Mew, as it will learn a new move every 10 levels. If you're using this thing, you're investing TMs into this thing. But can you blame this thing for having Shadow Force for its signature ability that it comes right out of the box? I think we can forgive it this time around. So, if you manage to catch this thing, you're definitely going to want to get yourself prepared for what more this monster has in store for you today. And maybe the rest of your life years succumb to the darkness that it has, but I think you might be seeing where I'm going with this. Alright, Giratina. It's hard to catch, and with that pressure, it can be just as annoying. I do consider this to be a throwaway. What? I kind of want to try a Frost Breath. Even though that is weak to it, and it is a critical hit. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Worst case scenario, I'll just soft reset it, and that'll be just stupidity on my... Oh! Yeah! That'll work! Okay. So now I know what we're doing. So, this thing is tough to catch. But good luck. 1. And then paint split. That's something that you might want to take into consideration. Especially since that we're dealing with a monster that has a ton of HP. One, 2. Alright. You know, it's actually kind of funny because we have the same HP that we have left. And it balances out of the HP that it has in difference. So, if it's using paint split, why is it using it on its... I guess doing practically nothing? Okay. So I think for when we do this, I am going to use this turn to heal. So I can at least endure for what kind of move is going to be coming right afterwards. Oh, wait, huh? How did miss? Not that I'm complaining, mind you, but okay, I'll take it. Ugh. So you're pounding me, but you're pounding yourself is giving you health. What? Okay. Shadow Force. Okay. Let's see. Guess I'll go for a water pulse just to use it as a throwaway move. Yep, look at that! Alright, I'm gonna try a crunch, so we'll see how it kind of goes from there. Okay. Oh boy. Well, at least I know how that was gonna hurt. Okay. Let's see. I could go here for Rainbow. But that could potentially leave me with far too much to chance. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm going to have Giratina to try to use Pain Split on me once again so it'll gain some HP on the matter, but we'll see. 1. Okay. That's what I'm hoping for. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to try a Gyro Ball, and then we'll kind of see how it looks from there, because this is when things are going to get a little bit sketchy. Oh, okay, you know what? That's good. I'll take that. I will take that. Because it will do some good amount of damage since it's quicker than me. Okay. Good. Alright, let's try a Timer Ball. It's been a good number of turns. We might as well go for broke. 1. Not that kind of broke. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Okay, sure, we'll keep going for the Dusk Ball. I kind of consider the Dusk Ball to be the superior ball, personally, like this, but 1, 2, there's the 3! Yes! Okay, I kind of take back some of the things that I said. That actually went by a lot quicker than I anticipated. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay. I will take that. Pokemon that is said to live in a world on the reverse side of ours. It appears in ancient cemetery, excuse me. So, by defeating Giratina and going through this, normally there would be a special item that's no longer there. Okay, I know there was something like this back in Platinum, but yeah, I was probably thinking of Platinum, so never mind. I am a dumb. So, you know, Now that I'm thinking about it, since this went by a whole lot quicker than anticipated, yeah. I got time. So, I guess there's one last thing that I'm gonna do, because I actually thought that talking about Fiona and Giratina is gonna be the big topics I'm gonna be doing for this episode, and I thought I was gonna be here for a while. Not the case. So, our last location that we're going to today is just south of here of Hearthome City. Because... Oh, actually, hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna use him one anyway. I'm gonna come back in here real quick. Nope, wrong location. I don't want to say... Hi, been a long time. How's it going? Using the PC box? Oh? Now, looky here. That's a national Pokédex I'm seeing. Good for you. I'll be using my boxes like crazy if you're using that now. Well, I always thought a good trainer ought to juggle boxes smartly, though. I shouldn't be the one to say so. Oh, yeah. Do you want a Pokemon called Eevee? Here you go. Now, you be good to it. Okay, this happened a lot sooner than I thought. I'm actually gonna hold off on talking about Eevee for the moment, because we can actually find Eevee at the location of where we're going. I'll probably talk more about his evolutions probably in the next episode, because that's gonna be a lot to talk about for what's gonna be coming for this episode. So, I guess maybe we'll doing a little bit of some hunting for a little certain something, but that's good. Are you? Right. These police officers are active during the night. Why did I think that would work? Fine. But just so you know, you brought this upon yourself there, Bob. Oh, okay, I probably shouldn't be saying anything bad like this to a police officer, because I have some good respect for those that are trained professional enforcers of the law. Okay, I'm probably just giving them an inflated head, but you get what I'm trying to say. Alright. Yeah, I really didn't have time to deal with this guy, so I guess I hinted I just want to use some of my weaker moves on you, so I'll let you off this time around. I'm the freaking champion! How do you not know this? What am I complaining about? He's just doing his job. Almost there? Nothing. Maybe there was something that's off from before? Okay, officer, oh boy. Okay. I know I challenged you guys, so... Okay. Go over this way. Oh my lord. Police officers are not here as well. Okay. So, we're back here in the Trophy Garden. In the Pokemon Mansion. I now want to come here and talk to this guy. Hello, welcome to my opulent mansion. I've always been proud of my trophy garden, but to be able to brag about it even more, I've upgraded it. It means there are way more Pokemon you've never seen before, such as this Pokemon and that Pokemon. There's a lot of them for me to be proud of inside and outside of this home. What makes me the most proud is my trophy garden in the back. Why bother traveling afar when Pokemon are attracted to my garden? They come to me. Well, doesn't that make you envious? You are envious, yes? I bet you are. I knew you would be. But I don't mind. I enjoy sharing my stories with you. So, when I go out into my prized garden, Pokemon can come running to me. They saddle up, happy as can be to see me. Well, doesn't make you envious? You are envious, yes? I bet you are. I knew you would be. I know, but I don't mind. I enjoy sharing my stories with you. So, this is what happened this morning when I went into my trophy garden. I noticed a cute-eyed Jigglypuff, which joyously ran over to me. Jigglypuff ran up and gave me a smooch on my cheek. Master, that Pokemon you mentioned, it doesn't exist in the garden. What? What do you say? I'm no blowhard. Blowhard. I love that word. Listen. Yes, Master. Right away, sir. It's true, I tell you. No lies ever leave these lips. Really are cute Jigglypuff in my trophy garden. Honest truth. So, we have a daily event that happens here. Every single day, here in the trophy garden, a new Pokemon will show itself. We have 8 new Pokemon for us to talk about, and I don't mind sharing my thoughts with these 8 Pokemon with you guys, since we now have access to these new Pokemon, but they're only unlocked at the start point of the game. So, let's go ahead and take a moment and talk about these Pokemon. Starting things off is the evolution line of Igglybuff and Jigglypuff. These guys are weird to say the least. I kind of consider these Pokemon to be good examples of Pokemon that are pretty good for what they're trying to be, but squishy everywhere else. Igglybuff and Jigglypuff are some of the easiest Pokemon to raise through happiness, and you will need a Moonstone for it to fully evolve until its final evolution of Wigglytuff, which I guess is decent, I guess. I don't know. I tried using one of them before, and let's just say about useful as a cactus and with a balloon. That's all I can ever really say about this Pokemon, and I guess if you really want to have some fun with it, competitive is going to be the best one to go for pretty much any form of battle, a single or a multi-battle, but the best one comes in Friend Guard. This will reduce damage done to allies, and if you're going to be competitive, this is how you're going to do it. All around, this normal type becoming a part fairy type is decent. It has some good amount of type coverage, but painfully below average everywhere else. Let's get on to a normal type Pokemon and that actually has some good purpose. Meowth! Another classic, and no, it doesn't talk in this particular game. It never does in any of these games. I guess maybe Yellow, but that's a story for a past time. Anyway, Meowth. This is a very good example of a good physical sweeper, and is one of the fastest normal types that you'll be finding in the post game. It takes a little while for it to fully evolve, but if you manage to do that, having a really nice, normally offensive Pokemon that is great for dealing a lot of damage and have a good mixed variety of moves to go for, it's nice to have. Pickup is an OP ability that I also love, and you can potentially buy items that you normally can't find anywhere in stores, even at this point, and it gets even more broken depending on how high level your Meowth is, especially if you're trying to potentially find a good item for, well, other purpose. But if you want to use it for battle-wise, disregard what I said about that ability. Technician is probably the best one to go for, and some of the moves that it knows would actually fit into that description perfectly. This is a very good Pokemon, and it's one of my personal favorites, even to this day. I think I might have used one in a past Let's Play. If not, then, well, I definitely would recommend it either way. Next up is Eevee. We just got an Eevee from Beb, but now I want to take a moment to talk about it. As I said, I'm not going to talk about the evolutions, at least not yet, but I want to talk about some advantages of having it as an Eevee. Hear me out. Eevee is actually a decent normal type that is known for tanking some good amount of hits despite how fragile it is. That doesn't mean that it's bad. If you want one, adaptability isn't going to be the one to go for over the others. Runaway just ensures an easy getaway, and anticipation senses an opposing Pokemon's dangerous move. Adaptability gives the same type attack bonus from a bit of a boost, going from 1.5 normal damage to double. Pretty much giving some normal type moves and a way to give it the chance to have it be super effective against your opponent. I think you might be seeing where this is going. What's really nice is that, like with so many other normal types, it actually has a good variety of types in that it can learn, and it can even learn Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is one of my personal favorite moves to even give an Eevee. If you want one, as I said, you are way better off with the adaptability over the others. I love this thing. But if you want the best normal type to go for, look no further than Porygon. Oh boy! This thing is the lone Pokemon that evolves through training twice. Talking about how it is starting off out of the box. It is a phenomenal special attacker and can tank a lot of good hits, but it's slow as heck. If you want my personal opinion, Download is going to be the ability that you want to go for, as it'll boost its defense and special defense depending on your opponent's attack or special attack, making it a very viable defensive Pokemon or just a viable special defensive Pokemon. To make things even better, Tri-Attack gives it the same type attack bonus, and it can even learn Hyper Beam. This is a dangerous move to give it. Going over and quickly talking about its evolution of Porygon 2, while it loses some of that strength, makes it up for being a pretty decent defensive Pokemon. However, if you have managed to acquire the Dubious Disc, it will become one of, if not the most overpowered normal type that's not in the legendary class. Porygon Z is the king. Download and of course Tri-Attack are the best ones to go for, and holy crap, it is good for what it is. It regains such great special offensive stats, and that defense stat is nothing to laugh about as well. If you want one, have fun, because you gotta trade this thing while it's holding the upgrade for Porygon to Porygon 2, and the Dubious Disc with Porygon 2 to Porygon Z. There's a reason of why this thing is still shown in tournaments. It's that good. With all the praises that are said for some of these Pokemon, they're gonna get downgraded, ironically, when it comes to Plusle and Minun. Okay, that's not 100% true. Plusle and Minun are known for being, well, Pikachu clones that bring out the true power of a battery. Plusle is probably going to be the one that I would say is probably the best one to go for regardless, because Plus and Minus are abilities that got a much needed upgrade. See what I did there? For Plus, it boosts the special attack stat if your ally has Minus from generations 3 and 4, and Minus is pretty much the same and vice versa. It no longer does that thanks to generation 5. And I welcome that. It now doesn't matter if your partner has Plus or Minus, and Plusle and Minun are not the only ones who have Plus and Minus serve for the ability. For Plusle's case, it has Lightning Rod for its hitting ability, which is actually not bad to say the least. This makes it a pretty nice specially offensive Pokemon, while Minun has Volt Absorb, giving it the ability to absorb HP. Honestly, this is a very good combination to go for, especially since you have one Pokemon that can absorb the electric moves, giving it a boost to a special attack, and one that can pretty much just heal itself when an electric type move is used on it. Unfortunately, that's about where the real positives end. They're very frail, and they don't evolve, and they're very competitive when it comes to multi-battles, and they're very bad in single. If you're competitive and you just love these Pokemon, you could bring out their greatest potential from there. That's about as good as you're gonna get. And finally, we have probably the nuttiest one for last. And no, I'm not talking about its appearance. Cast Form. It starts off as a normal type, but thanks to its signature ability of Forecast, it can either be normal, water, fire or ice, depending on the weather you are at. That complementing with Weather Ball, it's a dangerous combination. This will pretty much just give you the type advantage with that very move, regardless of where you're at. Well, sort of. But unfortunately, when it comes to cast form, that's about for where all the positives for this thing end. 70 across the board. It has some decent amount of moves, but nothing to use them on. If you really want one, I guess if you want to be tactical, you can use it for a weather team. It'll work for pretty much anything. But be warned. Sandstorm will do you no good. And I'm saying that in bold. It will do you no good. I'm not quite sure if that's really true in this case, but I rarely ever use a cast form, so I don't know much for sure on that very matter alone. That does not mean that it doesn't have such good potentials for anything else. If you want one, by all means. It's good. Sort of. Not really. I'm contradicting myself on that point, but either way, it's okay for what it is. Just don't look at the ball sack that it is. Okay, so I'm back at Canalave City because I have all these items as a what? 24 water stones! What? Well, I'm definitely gonna get a whole lot of money. 24 leaf stones as well. Wow. For some of these other stones, maybe I'll keep those because they're very much exclusive. And also, this kind of came back to me. It's Hunt Tail. I don't know why I didn't correct myself from before on that, but that just kind of goes to show on how stupid that I really am. Okay, so. God, so many hardware stones as well to boost the power of rock type moves. Jeepers. So I guess with all that. Oh yeah, I got the Zap Plate as well. And that was from the Grand Underground. We're now swimming in cash. We're gonna stay here in Canalave City because for what's coming up next, this is when things are gonna get pretty fun for many ways for me. Because next time we're gonna see things that's gonna be not only be bumping in the night, but we're also gonna see some things in that I've been waiting to talk about for what is to come. If you're going to be daytime players or nighttime players, who cares? I'm looking forward to this. See you guys then. Or rather, you won't because it'll probably be the night, but who cares? I love it. See you guys then.